broadcasting across the nation, on your radio, and on Current TV. This is the Bill Press Show.
President Obama signs the Violence Against Women Act. Big day yesterday at the Interior Department, and gives a lot of credit to Joe Biden, the sponsor of the original Violence Against Women Act. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, March 8th. Great to see you today. Thank you for being part of the program. It is the Full Court Press, and we're coming out to you live all the way across this great land of ours, coast to coast, from our studio here on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. You know, you can join the conversation anytime by giving us a call at 866-55-PRESS. We are Team Press this morning, as always, with Peter Ogburn and Dan Henning. Phil Backer's got the phone, Cyprian Bolding on the video cams. And the one thing we all share in common, we all like politics. I think you know that. We all like sports, some of us more than others. I think you know that. And we all like food. Mm-hmm. And some of us even enjoy trying our hand as, well, I wouldn't call us chefs.
Amateur home cooks.
Sometimes we like to try to cook. And so we're particularly excited this morning to welcome to the program Carrie Kelly, who is the proprietress or owner of a couple of olive oil stores in the Washington area, one over in Arlington and the other in Fairfax County. Her store is called Olive Oil and Vinegar Shops. Hi, Carrie. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
Well, with all this attention to the Mediterranean diet, which we now know is the safest diet, makes you live longer and longer, right? The heart of it is olive oil.
Right.
Which I can't imagine cooking without, right?
I agree. I agree.
So, but the question then is, how do you know the good stuff from the bad stuff, right?
Yes.
So, how do you? And you've got some samples in here this morning.
I do.
So,
I do.
So
I
what
brought you a beautiful,
for?
luscious breakfast.
I wish you could smell the studio right now.
Oh, no,
it smells
it's just
so nice.
It really does.
And that's one of the ways you can tell.
Really, from the smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, it's just... I mean, when I go shopping for olive oil, and you don't know what to buy because the labeling is so confusing, and it's the extra virgin, extra virgin, whatever.
Right.
What's real and what's not? So.
Well, here's the thing with olive oil. Unfortunately, close to 90% of what is in our, I'm just going to say big box stores, so that I don't name anybody, is actually not what it says it is on the label. So it is not. 90%.
90%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And there are a couple of watchdog groups, if you will, that follow this stuff, and so that's where the statistics come from. And here's the short reason why this happens. Extra virgin olive oil is really expensive to produce. Less than 10% of each year's harvest qualifies to be extra virgin, and that's highly perishable. So that's the short story of why this happens. Sometimes fraud happens because deliberately. So somebody's trying to expand their yield, and so they adulterate an olive oil. Sometimes they adulterate a little bit of extra virgin. Sometimes there's no extra virgin, and it's adulterated with canola or vegetable or some inferior oil to expand their yield. Sometimes it's innocence. There's a lot of innocent ignorance, I call it, out there about olive oil. There are many people, including some chefs, including some distributors, that don't know it's perishable, that don't know the difference between extra virgin and inferior oil. So it's not always on purpose. But these are the reasons.
What does the phrase mean, extra virgin?
Extra virgin. Well, when an olive oil when oil is extracted from the olive, and the interesting thing is to remember is that olive oil is just pure fruit juice. That's all it is. So one of the requirements to be named extra virgin is that it never touches a chemical. So it's only mechanical processing. It's one of the purest things we can put in our body. It's an amazing product. There are a couple of other things. An extra virgin olive oil that is an olive oil that is going to be sold goes through laboratory testing. It tests for the percentage of free fatty acids, the powerful polyphenols that make it downright medicinal. Those are antioxidants. So it has to meet certain requirements. And then finally, a subjective taste test by a panel of tasting experts. And so what it really comes down to answer your question about how can you tell, once you've tasted a good, fresh, extra virgin olive oil, you'll know.
I kind of want that job of being on the expert panel of tasters.
Yeah,
to
no
taste
kidding.
Olive oil. But I'll never forget the first time that I had really good olive oil. You know, I mean, there's this, you know, the stuff that you buy at the store that works for everyday type stuff. But when you taste really good olive oil, it was amazing. I mean, it's a night and day comparison.
It really is. The freshness. I mean, you taste the fruit and the freshness, and it's wonderful. It's incomparable.
So you brought in several. You can show the Cyprian will pick up the bottle. So where are we going to start? And tell us about these? And how do we know the good from the bad?
Well, I'm going to let your palate tell you the good from the bad.
Oh God!
So sorry to do that part to you first thing in the morning, but the first olive oil on your left is a beautiful award-winning extra virgin olive oil from the southern Peloponnese in Greece. It's a Greek. Koroneiki is the olive. And if you pick that up and first sort of cup it in your hands a little bit and smell it, so you'll get the aroma. And you can smell fruit. It smells fresh. It has an aroma. And it also has a color. The actual color of olive oil is irrelevant, but it should have color.
Yeah.
Whether it's yellow or green, or it doesn't matter, but it should have color. So then what you do is you're going to take a little olive oil in, and this is, we Southern girls hate to do this in public, but you're going to slurp.
Okay.
You bring air into your mouth.
Are you all right, Bill?
Yeah, I'm fine. That is so good.
So there are a few things that happen. One is your mouth is bursting with flavor. Another is you're probably feeling a bit of a peppery, almost, some might call it a burn, but sort of a peppery tingle on the back of your throat, the back of your tongue and the back of your throat. That's polyphenols at work. That is the indication of a good high level of polyphenols in your oil. You should always have some tingling in the back of your throat.
It's amazing how fruity that is.
Isn't it great?
Just boom. Yeah, it really just bursts in your mouth.
And it doesn't leave your mouth feeling really oily.
No, but I've never had olive oil, pure olive oil. I mean, you know, like a drink.
Right.
I just think of it as you dip bread in it, or you saute your vegetables in it or something.
Well, you know, many of the Mediterranean cultures will literally drink a shot of olive oil in the morning as a health practice.
Really?
Just drink it down.
All right.
That's a hearty way to do it.
It is indeed. Okay.
Now, Bill, you just used the term pure olive oil. So I'm going to have you taste, in the olive oil world, the term pure is actually not a good term.
Oh.
We kind of like the word because it's sort of virginal and, natural. What it actually means in the olive oil world is purified, as in deodorized, stripped, refined.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
And that's not good. And so you can see the next one. It has practically no color. If you try the aroma, it has very little aroma.
Oh, yeah.
Did I give you the right one? Very little aroma.
Got it.
Yeah. And when you taste it, I don't even think I have to tell you what to look for. Once you taste that oil, you're going to notice the difference in the mouthfeel. You're going to notice the difference in the flavor.
Yeah. There's really no taste to it.
Very little taste, but kind of an oiliness.
Yeah, I was going to say, you said about the last one that we tried that it didn't really leave your mouth feeling very greasy, and my mouth feels like it's just kind of coated in grease.
Yep.
Is this phony?
Well, it's not phony. The bottle does not say extra virgin olive oil. It says pure. The marketing people who made this label know what your reaction to the word pure is going to be.
Yeah,
that this is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
And it's combined with the word olive oil. So, but actually it is exactly what it says it is. It is probably third pressed oil, which is not edible. Therefore, it has to be refined, deodorized, and stripped. They probably add a little bit of chlorophyll to make it look like olive oil, but not much. So is it phony? Probably not if you know what you're looking for. Is it good for you? No.
Yeah. So there's
no reason to buy it.
There are olives in there somewhere, right? So if it says pure, beware, right?
Move on down the aisle.
Okay.
It's really stunning to have that after having the good stuff.
Yes.
It's remarkable.
Another thing you'll see on labels a lot, and this one always tickles me, on the side of the label it will say something, it'll say extra virgin olive oil, and on the side it'll say this extra virgin olive oil is made from olives from any or all of the following countries.
Oh,
and it
wow.
will list about 6 countries. And my feeling is, if you don't know, I don't want to buy it.
Yeah.
So that's, that's a blend of more than likely inferior oils and probably some vegetable oil as well.
Is the best olive oil from Greece or Italy?
I was going to ask about, I mean, when you say you see these olives from wherever they come from, I mean, is there one particular region that you...
No. A Greek person will say the best is from Greece, an Italian will tell you the best is from Italy.
And a Californian will say California.
And a Californians definitely say the best is from California. The answer is no. The best olive oil is one that is grown in ideal climate, milled properly, and sold fresh. So many, and they're good in the Mediterranean, California, because that's the right climate and soil for olives. But interestingly, there's a farmer in Georgia in the southern United States has an olive farm that is growing a really fine product.
Okay. I'm eager to try.
Well,
where do we move up to now?
The next one I have for you is a lemon-fused olive oil. And notice I didn't say infused. Lemon rinds were actually crushed with the olive to pull the oil out of the lemon rind and the oil out of the olive. So it's a natural marriage of two fresh oils. And it's beautiful. It's the same Greek Koroneiki olive oil that you tasted first, but this one was crushed with lemon rind.
So good.
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely?
Oh,
my favorite olive oil that I use a lot is a Meyer lemon.
Yes.
Olive oil.
Yes. Well, and this is a Greek lemon, a little sweeter than our California lemons.
Oh, my. Oh,
so similar to a Meyer lemon. Isn't that wonderful? And it's not an artificial lemon, which sometimes tastes like candy, if a flavoring is added. This is real lemon oil.
Oh, man.
Isn't that nice?
Isn't that nice?
Would you advise that it would be a good idea or a bad idea to actually take a bath in this stuff? Because,
for sure.
Because I'm thinking about it.
For sure.
Talk about
in all seriousness, I will
Talk
tell
about
you.
the tingle in your throat.
Yeah.
Don't you feel that? And you want that. To me, this is what I tell people. That is an indication of freshness. If you don't feel that, it's probably not fresh. And that's the trick with olive oil that's difficult for large distributors and retailers is that olive oil is good for 2 years from the time it was picked off the tree, assuming it's been kept in good conditions during that period.
I just want to mention the Carrie store, again, is Olive and Vinegar Shops.
A-H Love.
A-H Love. I love.
Get it?
And got it.
I get it.
And if you put that all in one word, oliveoilandvinegar.com, you can check it out and maybe even order some of these online, right?
Yes, you can.
All right.
Can you cook with this olive oil, or does this have a really low burn point? Is this what you want to use for dipping only?
That is a myth about olive oil, and a very common myth. Olive oil actually has a burn point of around 400 degrees. You fry things at about 365 degrees. The Greeks fry with olive oil all the time. You don't want to let any oil smoke because the smoke from any oil is toxic. That's why you watch that, but there's no reason not to fry with olive oil. I poach fish in olive oil, for instance, which makes it like silk or butter when you have fish poached in olive oil. So absolutely, you can cook with olive oil.
Certainly saute, right?
Sure, you can saute, you can roast, you can put it on before you grill.
But are there olive oils that you don't want to cook with? I mean, because it's a higher quality or...
Which is really a budget issue.
Okay.
So, if you have the means to saute with a $50 olive oil, go for it. Go for it.
All right.
But if you don't, then, what you want to do... I'll tell you, in Europe, they sell... You can go on the shelf, and there's extra virgin olive oil and virgin olive oil. And I wish we did that here. Because virgin olive oil is less expensive, perfectly edible, good for cooking.
Okay.
Now, we didn't get to the smoked olive oil
yet.
Yes,
would you like to taste that?
I would, but we're going to take a quick break and come back, and you can tell us about the smoked olive oil.
I will.
And we can cleanse our palate.
There you go.
And we're starting off this Friday morning. It was a Green Hat Gin last Friday. It is extra virgin olive oil. This is the cooking show every Friday. Well, eating and drinking show every Friday morning.
Works for me.
I'm not complaining. On the Full Court Press here on Current TV.
This is the Bill Press Show, live on your radio and Current TV.
Find the